But the legend, we have live gaming programming today. Are you okay? You disappeared for a few days. Yeah, I just been had a lot more work in the background, and I needed to kind of like get on top of some things. But yeah, we'll see how far I get. I may be able to solve a problem or two on this today. So that I'm trying to do on this project. I just don't feel like drawing too much, and I want to work on this. Alrighty. Yeah, how have you been over there? You still painting and all that? Trying to remember how to painting all day and seeing the craziness on the internet at the same time. Gotcha. Yeah. Super crazy stuff. I'm gonna try and add. I'm gonna try and add. My goal is to make this. My goal is to try and make this. I can select the unit and move them around. I would like to be able to change the to 4 different frames. Um, that's my goal is to have him change directions. I'm gonna draw 4 of these sprites for this guy and try and change that out. My goal for that sounds like you're doing good. Right now you got 1 sprite moving. Right, up, down, left, right, depending on the movement direction. Uh, up. The same foundation, just now this bar direction, target position, minus global position, but now we care about sine of both x and y, which is bigger. That for 4 sprites. PNG. Okay, I need to do 4 PNGs. Okay. Go open. I thought I opened this. I didn't think I closed it. And how many units? What was my? What was the resolution for this? Right size 250. Alright, we'll go with the 250 for now. Open new. We'll do 250 by 250. I just want to establish directionality for things. 250 by 250. I'll have to do 4 of them. Opacity. What is opacity? That's weird. Gonna guesstimate what that's gonna look like. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this, to be honest. Quite the challenge. I don't even really have a concrete idea of what I want my creatures to look like yet. Probably it'll end up looking something like the Zerg towards the end of it. I think I'm gonna do the most generic thing I can initially. Future, what the? So now, this is how AI is taking over the universe computer language? Opacity is a color that is not transparent. Hmm. Interesting. This is kind of like this is I'm actually gonna probably redesign this a couple times. Like I don't know what I want my like kind of final creature to look like, but I don't have anything right now that I really like any like ideas that are sort of like this is what I want to go for. That's the big problem there. Actually, sketching today is like a good idea. Not sketching, but just kind of because it'll kind of the whole faction will kind of grow out of essentially what's the few kind of sketches, and then as new ideas come in, I'll modify everything. But like, I'm almost thinking for the original like, creature that you start out with, you will have a sort of like a what do you call it? Not sure if I want it to be like thick like this either. We'll kind of see. I am still painting the little soldier guys I was showing you guys. I'm still painting them. I'm just doing it in the morning kind of thing. My little I don't like it. Like I don't like this design at all. For like you know what I mean, like this blob creature thing. I'm not a super fan of it right now. So there's gonna be changes, but I'm almost thinking like just kind of iteratively change it as ideas come in. Doing like a little sluggy initially doesn't. I kind of like the idea of like doing a little sluggy. I've been following the work of that guy who makes 3D sculptures. It's so great when someone has mastered the program 100%. Following the work of that guy, I'm blanking on which guy we're talking about, but I have seen some amazing people do that stuff. Yeah. Maybe like two front feet, you know what I mean? Like having like if I do something like this, and I thin it out here, um, like thin it out here, and then do two front legs, kind of thing. And this is like the like imagine this butt is like like kind of like a tail, like a little, like a little toad thing, and then we'll do. I'm just sort of, I'm still like, we're still just playing around, right? It's not, we're not committing to anything here. I'm just and so like two legs, like a leg here and a leg leg there, like this, like little stubby feet, just kind of, for like quick little. This is your initial. This is your initial like little toad that has to survive and infect everything, right? I don't know how I'm gonna do anything. Like in terms of like animation, I'm probably just gonna have to frame by frame this. I don't know how that's gonna work or not work. I don't know. I've done the. I've done. So cool. Yeah. I think like I need to have 4 of these for my. Because what I want to do, what I want to accomplish today is to get this unit to like, if I click, depending on where I click on the map, like, I'll show you, well, I kind of already showed you, but when I click somewhere on the map, like, is the game, oh, the game is still working, okay. When I click on the map, I want this little guy to be, like, turning, you know what I mean, towards the direction. Like, that's all I'm trying to accomplish today, is, like, to get this guy to turn whichever direction he's going. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm having a bad hair day. I just saw myself in the mirror. Not unlike most days. Today's like a stubborn hair day for sure. Back to Sprite. But this is. I think this is gonna look cool. I think that this guy looks cool as a first starting unit. I think maybe I'll go with like a bluish theme for the faction for this like the bad guys or whatever. I think I like that vibe. You'll probably have to do between 3 and 5 frames of movement. You know, the thing is you can kind of do 2 frames. Like, I've seen people do, like, kind of... Like, I know what you mean, like, if you want, like, a smooth kind of... Like, if you want... But even if you look at StarCraft, the Zerglings, they actually only have, I think, like... They interchange between, like, 3 frames. Like, or 2 frames. Like, even when you watch the Marines, like, fire, that, like, little gun flash goes 1, 2. But in your mind, when you watch a bunch of them firing, it looks like a machine gun's firing, but you're literally just seeing 2 frames go, duck, duck. And here it's the same thing. I might end up having 1 or 2 frames. And I've seen games successfully do... I've seen games successfully do, like, just one frame. It looks stupid, but, like, if the game is good, like, it actually kind of can have a cuteness to it, type of deal. Shibai, welcome. Hello, nice, this little creature. Yeah, I'm going to try today, and like my goal is to make this little creature. I'm going to work on it a little bit more, but to get it into my game and have him rotating based on the direction he goes. So that's going to be my sort of like goal for today. That's my today's, like, if I can accomplish that, I'm not even, that's the aim for the weekend, let's say. What's today, Saturday, Sunday? Monday? Okay, so, okay, I misjudged how much that. I hope I can play your game someday. Yeah, at the rate that I'm learning how to program, it's gonna take like 20 years, so just, you have to survive for like another 20 years, and we'll definitely get you in. I'll get you a free code for the game. Yeah, like a little sluggy like this will be a good like little starting unit, you know. I'm just kind of tired of drawing right now, and I need to like do something else. And I've been really like into this whole. I think when I'll be 61, I'll still play video games. I think so. I don't think people that are playing games now are not going to stop playing games. I mean, some people will drop off, but I can't imagine. Like, I definitely play like a lot less games than I used to, but it's definitely like a consistent hobby that I keep going back to. Reaper says that's why I love StarCraft 2. They polish that game so much. It's truly the result of years and years of refinement. Um, yeah, I still my heart is still with like I definitely want to have that StarCraft the gritty StarCraft 1 kind of look, that 2D kind of that's why I have everything kind of laid out the way it is. Like I wanted to, it looks like Ages of Empires, like the view or StarCraft. Like I'm going to eventually like move this more towards that look. You know what I mean? Right now it looks like a little bit like Portal or something, like the gray tiles. Like I'm eventually going to refine all of this, but right now it's a little bit. Huh, that's weird. My camera is not working. The camera used to work. Maybe I deleted something. I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure out why the. Oh, I know why. Launch the game again. Okay, it works. Yeah, okay. I think I clicked on something that deactivated the camera. But yeah, you can select the unit. You know what I mean? This took me forever. Just to get to this point, it took me forever. A lot of trial and error. I'm not sure if I want to do like a full circle for the eye, like make it kind of cutesy, or if I want to keep it like... I don't know if I don't know yet if I'm gonna make this like a dark game like StarCraft, where it actually looks aesthetically kind of like has a like a so like a Blizzard look, or if I'm gonna go kind of cutesy with it and have a little bit more of a cutesy personality, having that like sort of comedic kind of tone to it. Foria Foros holding the fort. Hey, yeah, keep up the good work on the painting, man. You're doing a great job. Did you say you sold your painting with the donuts, or what happened there? You said you sold it, I think. Which is good. Yeah, I'm just like, I think my creative spark for drawing has been thoroughly extinguished, I think, a little bit. Like, I just don't want to right now, so I'm going to work. I really want to work on this, and like I said, I just in the background I have a lot more work now. Like I was free, and now I'm a lot less free. So I'm like, I just need to paint my miniature. I need to finish my miniatures projects for my friend, and I just don't have I just kind of tapped out on the drawing, so I'm gonna work on like this stuff. But yeah, this is gonna take years. I just don't want anyone to think this is like a three month. For somebody else, this might be a 3 month project. For me, this is like 5 years, because I still have to I'm still in the very early phases of like learning stuff. So, but we are. I mean, I've been at it for like a month, and we are like slowly inching forward. So. This is going to be the easiest part for me, just because I know I can do this part. There's zero doubt in my mind that I'm going to be able to make this work. The art side of it is going to be relaxing and easy and awesome. Sold for 2 free dozen donut coupons? Oh, nice, nice. Very cool. I do kind of feel like I'm abandoning the art thing a little. Not abandoning, but like, I know that the people that like to watch this, like, they want the art and they don't want game dev. Like, I get it. I just can't. I will eventually get back to drawing. It just right now I just need to fulfill this little mission. I do like the cutesier kind of. I'm trying to think whether Like I like this. Like this so far, I like this kind of like cuter eye, this sort of cold kind of. I'm sad to hear you're discouraged with drawing. No, I feel like I said everything I need to say with it. I'm not saying this to cheer you up. You're truly a legend. Yeah, I just, I don't, I feel like I've said everything I need to say with it right now. Yeah, I don't really, you know, it's not like discouraged. Um, I don't know if that's the right. By the way, you were playing Ages of Empires, weren't you? Uh, Earlier or in my life? I love Ages of Empires. I don't play it anymore so much, but I was playing Ages of Empires so I could see how when you like how the clicking on units works because I couldn't remember how like when you click somewhere there's a little flag show up or like you know what I mean like in my mind like I thought I remembered it but I needed to like clear that up so I played a game of Ages of Empires just to kind of like refresh my memory on like what did it look like you know how did that work and actually like that's exactly what I did here is essentially exactly like the way StarCraft does it is like this essentially. Saw on Discord that you were playing. Yeah, I jumped on that game for a little bit, just more of as a play test kind of a thing. You know, just needed to see how they did it. I don't think I'm gonna add any kind of hard shells on this guy. This is I think like this is supposed to be like sort of a worker, sneaky worker kind of unit. Like this is not a sort of a combat unit initially. I want this to be a more of a not a super. You know, this is like a sluggy that needs to find a way to survive initially. I mentioned to you, I've seen pros playing Age. It's very interesting to see the game's full potential. Um, yeah, I just decided not to play at my full potential. I hate everything when I do it at my full potential. I like to do everything like the games is just like pure casuals. Like I treat it as something that I enjoy now. But I know what you mean. I just will not. I will not torture myself anymore with video games. I only play it until it's fun. Like once it's not fun, I just turn it off. What time is it there? It's 11 a.m. at night where I live. Wherever you stream it is always midnight for me, so I cannot watch a lot. Where are you at? What part of Earth are you from? You don't mind telling me. You don't have to. No pressure, but tell me. Hey, I'm in U.S. Illinois. That's U.S. Illinois. Uh, Me too. I don't even have the IQ to play anything at its maximum. But true, true. It's yeah. I just don't care. I'll play it. I set it to like hard maybe and like you know I played enough Ages of Empires where I can beat the AI in hard. Like you know what I mean. So I don't know. The problem is too is like once you get to a certain age, like a lot of those cats, you kind of have to. It's a young man's game to be like the best at something. You know, well, I guess I've seen like older players on Ages. It's not like a first-person shooter, but still. You know, that's my take on it. southern part of Asia. I feel like you can tell the country from my name. Oh, you're American. I could tell from your accent also. Are you done painting the figuring? No. No, I'm just reserved. I'm just doing an hour in the morning. Like first thing I wake up, I go paint those. But I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to paint them. I don't want to do the stream painting them right now. I just want to do this. Also, did you already tell me? I feel like maybe you've told me that. It's just that like the confusing names are like Panktimori, Paktimori. Yeah, I'll forget. That's the thing. Is like I'm a face guy. I'll forget your name like immediately. But it's not. No, nothing against you. You know, just not good with names. I know everyone says that, but I'm really bad with names. I might end up reducing the resolution on this. I don't know if 250 is like 250 might be too much resolution for what I'm trying to do. Um, you know, so we'll see. I might end up lowering the resolution. I don't want this leg to start getting all big, but I'm gonna take this down a notch. I want this leg to kind of. I want them to be like little stubby legs, not big predator legs. This is the early. This is the early design. I really like your sci-fi spheres. Will you be painting anything anytime soon? Well, I don't paint. I just draw with pencil. But yeah, you know what? I actually really like the spheres too, and a lot of people told me they didn't. They weren't rocking with it, but I thought the spheres were very. I personally like them. A lot of it, yeah, it was a weirder like kind of more like a science fiction book cover or something, you know, or something. But yeah, I think in general creatures tend to just do better in terms of like overall likes and people like get what a creature is, and when you draw something like more metaphorical and like it just kind of a turn off for people. But I still really like it. I don't regret drawing it. I thought that was like an opportunity to do clouds, and it was awesome. Maybe I'll add a little bit of texture back here on it, like maybe a little bit of like something like this. Maybe like something like that back here, right? Like just a hint of something. I need to shorten the legs too. I think I overdid it with a. They need to kind of be like a little bit more cartoony or something. I think the later stage creatures will have a little bit more of like that kind of aggressive definition. This needs to stay as a like a sluggy. I think you should more with the eye, like more grayish hues on the back, or just maybe some shadowing. It would look nice. Okay. The other thing too is like if you have like just two interchanging frames, then like the advantage of that is that you don't have to you can have way more units fielded, you know what I mean, without I would assume, right? If you're changing out between two frames and you're not like running a crap load of frames to move this unit, you can have just more units. Assuming. More shading with the eye. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to the you know what I mean. This is gonna go through a lot of iterations. You know what I mean? This is gonna go through a lot. Hmm. I don't know if I like that back part right here. Might 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 add more like under here, kind of, or shading under here to kind of define that. Maybe do like a line, and then kind of bit of this. Just not vibing with it. Not vibing. Oh wait, my screen is like all off for you guys. Off to the side. Just trying to see what it looks like from, far away and close up. This actually would be a good creature for the whatever. For the whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'd have to look at how other games do the eyes, or maybe actually I kind of I should do something like this. Just hit it from this side, like it's sort of just sticking out the side of the. That way, you know what I mean. It kind of looks like it's sticking that way more. Make that a little bit. Like I said, I might end up just taking down the how big that sort of the resolution. I might end up taking this down to like 150 or something. I don't know. Just right now, it definitely does not feel pixel arty. I'm just kind of drawing like I would draw in Paint or something, which is fine. Uh, Does that look a little bit better? I feel like it would still be further back. Just the angle of it would be. Would be like here, maybe? Does that look right? Control is lurking. I appreciate that, man. I think that works for me right there. Like the overall shape of this creature kind of works for me right here. Still needs a lot of like refinement, but I think you should try drawing Golem for Lord of the Rings. I feel like a lot of creatures you draw bear similarity with it. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. It's really weird. Like, it is kind of hard to draw in this perspective, like maintaining that kind of, you know what I mean? Like that, this sort of asymmetric kind of perspective without it going into oblivion right away. It's like it's not super easy to do. I mean, we're heading in the right direction. I'm thinking about making coffee though. I'm thinking about making a cup of coffee right now. I really just need this frame. Then this frame will be flipped to the other side. Uh, this frame will be flipped to the other side, and then down right version of this, and then that's the goal for today. And to get it to work in the program. Like I would like that would be if I could actually get this to work in the program, that would be the bee's knees. So like this is I'll show you guys like where I was at. Like this is the original. This is what he looked like originally. I just like drew something and threw it in there. Right? Drew something, got it in there, and then this is now that this works. Thank you, ChatGPT. and well, like obviously, like I learned like what the commands mean and stuff, so like, I can type the code out from memory, as will be evidenced later when I struggle with it. But adding anything new is going to be rough. Going to be a lot of parsing. Anyway, that's what I kind of am going for now. That's what I want the creature to kind of look like. Yeah. I'm actually really happy with where this design went. I am gonna animate it frame by frame. I'm not gonna break any of my creatures down. I just had one a little while ago. Isn't it amazing? Don't you love coffee? Go for a coffee froze. I've been stressed these past 2 weeks. I've had 4 cups of yeah, same. I am a enjoyer of the coffee for sure. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll have some coffee too. Cheers for Vice. Oh, thank you, Reaper Put. Appreciate that, man. I will have a cough. Not sure if I want these soft edges or if I want to go with a, you know what I mean? Like have a more of a cartoony look. Or have a softer edge. Samantha Nakamoto, thank you so much for the stop by. Hope you're having a great. Futrol subbed up with tier 1. Oh, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. What the? I don't think the spine needs any kind of further elaboration. I think the spine needs to be a little bit more like smooth, like a dolphin kind of. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's kind of where we need to be with it. I think it needs to be a little bit more dolphin-esque. Guys, let me go. Let me go make a cup of coffee. I don't know. I'll take over. Nice. Promise not to break stuff? Gotcha. All this is gonna be the fun, easy part, I'm pretty sure. If given enough time, I can do all the, like, I'll do all the frames frame by frame, and eventually I'll get it done. I can, like, make this look good, I'll just force it to look good, eventually. When it comes to, like, the programming, I honestly don't know, like, there might be, like, hurdles where I just can't figure it out. That's like, the big issue there. Like, such a novice at it. It took me, like, almost a month to get to what you saw me demonstrate is it like took about a month to accomplish. So I think for now, or just like right now, we can maybe kind of do the other frame, like the other position he's going to be walking in. So I'm going to save this. So I'll save this as save as. I don't want to name it unit. Let's call it Sluggy. Sluggy. I'll just spell that Sluggy. Sluggy. E. And then you're gonna come back and find out I programmed Dolphin to take over the internet? Yeah. Is it PNG? I think I need PNG, right? That's the one I need. Okay. Sluggy up, right. So this is position Sluggy up. We're gonna title it down dash, I think, up, right. That's the position. Okay. Right. And save that. Then we're gonna do we need to flip this image. flip horizontal, save as sluggy up left, right? Sluggy up left. Okay. So now I just need to draw sluggy. Let's do flip horizontal. Let's do, what was it? Flip horizontal, and then I need to do like just draw it different. I might just flip them like this to get started. I might flip it like this, and then draw from here, essentially. If that makes sense. Sorry. Like, just too low IQ, I can't figure it out. It will be kind of like here. I'm just kind of piecing it together, right? The mouth will be pointed. Eye will be like up here in this position. Here. This one's gonna be kind of difficult. Just because I'm kind of guessing at where things are. But whatever, it's no big deal. If I gotta redraw it a bunch of times, that's totally fine. Well, I'll eventually work out a system by which to do it. Right, like eventually you'll figure out a way of doing it. Oh, if I lose 200 hours figuring that system out, that's totally fine. As long as I do it at my own pace and I just vibing with the project, you know. Here. Something like that. I'm just roughly putting things together, right? Like this creature will probably be redone at some point. Like at some point I suspect I'm probably gonna come back to this and just that's why I'm kind of not really super putting like 40 hours into it. Like I'm just gonna do it kind of haphazardly because I know it's kind of like when I paint models and then or whatever, and then by the time you paint like 10 models, you look at your first model and it's like I might as well just kind of like redo the first two models because they're not up to this overall standard anymore. Although I don't really like the way the mouth looks right now. Want it to be a little bit good. I don't want it to look like a fish, for sure. I don't want a fish mouth, but... It needs to look odd and cute. It needs to look maybe like creepy cute, kind of vibing with like creepy cute energy. So there needs to be something unsettling about it, maybe, but also cute. I think that's a good kind of energy to try and go for. Green Hell is costing less than $1. Green Hell is costing less than $1. Can you connect the dots on what you... Green Hell... Is that... Are you talking about, like, marijuana in Brazil? Do you guys call it Green Hell? I don't know, sorry. I'm too out of the loop on, like, I don't know what that means. Unless it's... Ugh, man. Okay, let me look at... I need to have my other... let me open the I need to open another instance of this so I can maintain the... I can have the... I need this off to the sides. Can I not open 2 instances of... Whatever. I guess I'll just flip between them so I can kind of... This is what this looks like. And this looks wrong, right? This one looks awful. The legs need... This one needs to be... Okay, I'm just gonna erase this just to... It's gonna keep confusing me. I need to draw the legs differently too. We're just gonna redo that from scratch. We'll do simplified. So legs go full. They kind of are pointed forward. So we'll do. We'll do like that. Yeah, you can't see the legs, so you wouldn't be able to see the legs again, right? Leaf, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you for a minute. What have you been up to, my guy? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see them. If you... So he's like... Are you creating your own video games? Since when and why? I've been tinkering with this in the background for a little bit. I also kind of like, I'm looking at this now, and I do wonder if it wouldn't look better if this leg was more, a little bit more, like that, a little bit more like here. You know, I think the issue is it's like, how was it before? So it was like here, right? I think this creature needs to be a little bit thinner. Like, this needs to be thinned out. And this leg needs to be, like, this mass needs to be, like, smaller here. There's, like, a big chicken thigh thing going on. Sorry, didn't know. How did you come up with the idea for it? I've been talking about like this idea I've had for a while, but I'm definitely gonna like scale back like my idea on how big I thought the game, like, because it's gonna be essentially like a fast, aggressive virus game, more so than sneaking around or having like any kind of. Sorry, what was the question? I forgot. But yeah, I've had this idea for a while. Of having like you start out as a small alien or experiment creature, and you infect and destroy underground facilities with soldiers and scientists, and like you're the bad guy essentially. But I think like it would look kind of better if I move this leg like here and then reduce this mass by quite some amount, and then like made that leg smaller. I think that leg kind of needs to be smaller. Like if this was like here, you know what I mean? Like something like this in terms of like the overall shape. I think. I was asking how you came up with initial idea for it. Me and my friend, like back around high school, we were talking about like how hilarious if like imagine an asteroid or something comes to Earth, right? So originally it was more of an asteroid, but I also had this idea kind of like in Prometheus. This was pre-Prometheus of having like a bioweapon that the aliens set up to wipe out humanity if things went wrong with us. So like something's orbiting Earth, right? Or imagine asteroid, kind of like in that movie. Remember that movie? Silent, whatever, you can't make noise, or I forget what it was. Like Silent something with like those really large four-legged dogs things. Anyway, just imagine. I'm going with a government lab experiment now. That's like experiment because it allows me to seclude like the scope of the game. You're underground in like the Area 51 or whatever. If I say that, because if I say it's everywhere, then I gotta build like much bigger things. Not really, but kind of. But no, I've had this idea lurking in my mind for a while. Just I can't say where it originated because it's hard to say like do you remember the movie Critters? It probably started there, if I'm being honest. Like the movie Critters and Gremlins, like that kind of creatures being mischievous and problematic. My love for that concept probably started back there, before any kind of solid, coherent ideas came out of me about it. Silence of the... No, what the fuck? No, wait. What kind of signs... Day... Wait, day... Earth... That day, the Earth sits still, or Cloverfield a little? Yeah, think more like Critters and Gremlins, not Cloverfield or anything like that. Critters, I don't know, to be honest, sorry. No, you've seen Critters. Well, thanks very much for replying to explain. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, man. What was the one I disagreed with? Silence of the Lambs. No. How did you get that out of what I was saying? It puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. I think this looks better right here. I think this looks better. Like the overall shape of the Sluggy. I'm not gonna fix it up all the way right now, but I'm just gonna save it. Save, and then I'm going to flip horizontal, save as. We need to save that. You know, we could have the... Now, see, I'm already like thinking like silly thoughts. I was like, maybe we can have like the thicker one after it eats or something. But that already is like, I'm adding to like unnecessary. You started to say, have you heard of Silence of some... Oh, Silence of, no, there was that movie with the... Like, aliens came from asteroids movie, and then, like, they could only hear you. You guys remember that one? I forget the name of it. But it was, like... I can't remember the name of any movie, but, like, there was a dude there and his wife, and they made like, 3 of them. The last one was in New York. Probably the worst one of the 3, but... That's why... It's just the concept of aliens coming to Earth from... But I also thought, like, the idea of having... like aliens that have been set up in a chamber somewhere in order to be activated to wipe out humanity in case we start to get a little too wild. Like, kind of like in Prometheus a little bit, like the alien was designed to be sent back to Earth in order to wipe out humanity because the experiment went wrong. And that ship, I think that's what they were going... That ship in Alien 1, that's what they were trying to do. Ring a bell, deaf people one? Indigenous or some Insidious. No, I think Insidious was a horror movie. I'm not sure, man. I forget what it was called. It was a good little flick though. Quiet Place. Yep, that one. Emily Blunt. Yeah. So I like that movie a lot. But like initially, like the first, I think by movie 3 they like didn't know what to do with the concept anymore. It didn't like. I think they should have went bigger or something with like the kind of maybe like turn it into Cloverfield Lane, or you know what, the other one, that a movie I really like is sort of like related to what I'm talking about, is like Mist. Like it kind of had like Cloverfield Lane energy, but it was like you had like these monolithic creatures in the fog, but they would like spit out like other creatures. I didn't know those M-Kives had... I didn't know those M keys had keys at all? I don't know what you're saying. Okay. So let's save this guy. I'll have to fix this later. There's like other two to save. I'm gonna open this one, and this is the one we need to kind of really work on. Okay. It's kind of weirdly hard to. Visually, what's going on, buddy? How's your life? How's it going? How's it going? Movies had aliens. Sorry, small keyboard. Gotcha, gotcha. I think what I'm drawing makes sense, right? Because if it's from this angle, the eye is like pointed this way. Then from this angle, still feels like messed up, but whatever. I think we need to do one of these, maybe. Okay. I think I need to do. Gonna be like the legs are gonna be kind of like this, but it somehow feels like he's It almost feels like he's falling more in this picture. Like he's almost like straight down instead of like I almost want to grab him and do like this. Like I almost want to do like compress it more, so it's you know what I mean, like. Maybe I should just draw it from the ground up. Maybe that's what's. I'm hanging around. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, playing around, playing around. Let's see. You know what I think I need to do? I need to copy this guy. I need to copy this, paste it into here, and just draw on top of it. So, like, not even flip it. Like, kind of use, like, so that at least, like... Let me delete this, paste this. Asprite, yeah, it's Asprite. It's actually, like, I actually really like Asprite. Like, I'm not even... I actually kind of really like the Asprite a lot. Oh, Vincent, you started making a game. Yes, sir. I'll show you what I got so far for the game. You can... I'm good. This is the sluggy I'm working on that I'm going to have, but you can select it and move it around. There's nothing stopping it from hitting anything. So there's not much to the game. But this took me a while to get to this point. So. Just know that I've already suffered a lot. what's he supposed to be? What kind of creature? What its history? Sociology? Psychology? The creature is just like it's a government experiment, like a bioweapon that went wrong, and it's just killing everyone inside the place they made it. That's the main premise. And then you basically, like, as you progress, the levels get bigger and more complicated, and more soldiers, and you have to, like, fight off, fight, essentially. But yeah, Vince 9, yeah, I'm working on it now. This is my, like, little background project that I've been kind of tinkering with a little bit. Up left. Okay, so this is the new one, right? Yeah, so this is the one I'm gonna draw over, I think. Like it's weird because like when I think about it, like every time it doesn't seem like this would be like that difficult to do. Like just draw this creature, but like facing down this way. But like when I start to do it, my brain just kind of starts to give out. I'm literally just going to draw over. That way, at least I get the positioning of it like correct, and then we'll just draw. I think that might work right there. Actually, we can probably make this work. Suffered why wasn't fun to do this? It was fun until like any kind of programming started, and then it stopped being fun very quickly. Looks a little bit like a fish right now or something. Should I do some teeth? I still haven't decided how it... Like, from here the face works because you don't see the face, but from here I kind of have to decide what the face is going to look like. And I'm thinking just kind of like hyper simple. Nothing too... leg. I think what I need to do is like kind of do one of these, like why didn't you stop then? After the programming part? Well, after the programming part, I knew, like, I don't know, I just... Because I wanted to see it, I don't know, I wanted to see it, like, happen. I was more interested in making it work than not. Like, but... Like if it was 10 times more difficult, maybe I would have given up, but it was just the right amount where I was like, okay, I'll just keep going. Would we be able to see the other eye from here, right? Like, or would we? Probably not, alright. Or if you would, it would be very subtle. I'd probably end up having to put it on the other side too. If I did this one, I'd probably have to do the other side to kind of, like, if this eye's sticking out here. I don't really like the mouth right now. I think my door is like, making, my screen door is like swinging open and closed. I'm gonna go make some coffee, and then I'll be right back. And then I'll close that screen door because it like moves around and makes noise and it drives me nuts. I'm still kind of debating on the coffee, to be honest, because it's 1 p.m. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm unemployed, it doesn't matter, but I could just sit here for forever, you know, time, and it's not like I'm gonna go to sleep or anything anytime soon. I think maybe, like, I'm not into how big the... No. Like the pinchers, are they too big? I don't think they're too big, are they? I don't think they are. Let me go close that screen door. It's driving me nuts. I didn't make coffee. I just had some of the at the bottom of the pot from earlier. I didn't really have coffee. I didn't make new coffees. It's like old coffee from this morning, but it'll do. It's a little chilly out there, I'm not gonna lie. Rodrigo says nice. Hey, how's it going? I think I like the. I'm just looking at the overall shape here compared to this guy, and they look about the same to me. They're like in the same vicinity, so I'm not like they're not completely off. And I can start to refine this a little bit here. And he's got a little butt little. Well, this isn't like more of a split. Yeah, I didn't. It's not supposed to be like his butt right here, but yeah, I mean, I guess like I can. Wait, does this guy have a butt? Oh yeah, that does look like a butt. It wasn't really like my intention. I mean, what do you guys think? Is that like too much like a butt? Should I get rid of that? I was just kind of emphasizing that he's got like a like an indent here. I just don't want people to be aroused by this. The point of this game is not arousal, right? It's cute. Still not sure. Well, I kind of like the mouth. Looks a little fishy though. Maybe I should add. Maybe I should add like a little bit of a tooth thing going. Like if I do like this, then I do like that. But not like that. Like a little bit more like that. And then it's man. Uh, I think no FWIAF. Leaf, are you jumping in your keyboard when you type? Maybe leave without mouth, but Celia make hair different comfort. Okay. I don't know what I just. I didn't intend to emphasize it. I overemphasized that, but yeah, no mouth can work too. Add cilia? I don't know what cilia means. I don't speak fish. We could do like a little cute mouth like this, but that's too cute. That's a little too cute. Do a little bit. Let's back this up a little bit. Maybe if I push this back and do a mouth down here. No, like that. No. We could just do teeth here. We could just do teeth here, like that. And they're just pointed down kind of thing. We just don't... kind of like underwater animals. Have you can Google the ages of it? Yeah, but I won't. I kind of actually, just out of accident, I'm looking at this eye. This is just purely accidental the way this played out. But just the way there's like this hollow, kind of looks like a hollow reflection here. You know how sometimes you look at a dog's pupil, it's kind of got like this. What is going on right now? Yeah. I want to do maybe like that here, right? Like, and then you do some of this magic. And then you do like the reflection right here. Hit it with a little bit of that magic. Wait, sorry. Where am I? Where's my color? Where did my normal colors go? Did I get rid of? Okay. Okay. Then hit it with a little bit of some of this. No? No, that didn't really work. That didn't look how I thought it would look. Do white again. B will do a bit of like that, kinda. Like it has like that hollow fish thing going on. You know, you ever seen a fisheye that's like, it's got like that, like you're staring into the abyss. It's like a is it a Metroid-like game? I mean, no, you're gonna be the alien. Like you're RTSing against humans, essentially. I think right. That's where my heart is at right now. It's not a platformer. It's going to be more like a unit commander RTS. I think that looks pretty close to this. Like, if we were to pretend this is a different angle of that, the only thing I guess that bothers me is like the angle of this eye looks like it's sort of almost like there's this plane here, but here it looks like it's flat, and it needed to be like more like this, almost like. I am thinking of like maybe doing the mouth, like just doing kind of a. What if I did? What if I did this? What if I said, like unhappy face, and then like just showed interlocking kind of teeth, like that's the mouth. Like going around, kind of like going around the eye. Like we can use the like kind of the eye as a, like that maybe. But the only thing that bothers me maybe is like I don't know if I want to have that much detail on this unit. Because he's going to be kind of small. He's going to be like I think in like when we get, you know, this is going to be one of the smaller units. I think. I don't know if I'm overthinking it. Like even this mouth like this would be kind of cute, like creepy cute. Like I think that would be kind of within the realm of creepy cute, right? We can always make like if I wanted to and redo this into a more of a like a hardcore uh, you know, Star like the way StarCraft One looked. I can always do that. I think this would like this look would retain more people. I think this look there's like a lot of girls I think would like be into a creepy cute thing, and if I made it all like super dark, which I'm gonna push that angle, but if I make it like super duper dark, I think like a lot of like people will tap out. And this line would go down the middle. So what I'm working on, the paint teacher guy said I need to do charcoal nude drawings because I'm not showing all the values well enough. Yeah, I don't know how you could like learn about values without drawing naked people. I agree. Not showing off values. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to draw um, some nudity. I just don't see how you could like learn art without that. Just kidding, but yeah. Not sure I'll be able to show a naked chick on Discord. What? You're a married man. Um, I think you can get in trouble for that, but I'm not super sure. I think like I know people do artists they do straight up like um, tasteful like let's say art that is like they're undressed whatever, but and they don't get in trouble. But the thing is you could like if someone hated you and they were just spawn camping you, they could complain and it would. I just follow orders. Yeah, sometimes you gotta play the game. You know what I mean? Most likely you can stream it and it won't be an issue, but it could be an issue if someone was spawn camping your channel and just recorded you for every little thing. But most likely not. Like I did it, like when I was doing anatomy and stuff, and so. Oh, this will be right down position, right? If our character is traveling, you know, whatever the XY coordinate is, minus whatever, right? Bring up sprite such and such. I think that's how that's gonna. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work because I'm gonna have to ask. Probably because that's all he did in his fancy Florence Academy. Well, I don't want to say anything. I don't know who this guy is. That's one of the big things you gotta draw. You gotta be able to draw naked people, right? I kid around about it. Oh, I see. I see. I see. I don't want to be. I just don't want to be a hater, you know. I think that looks nice. Like we're starting to get somewhere, right? Like, bam, bam. And I might end up having to do more. I've seen this done with like just four sprites, like and it moves up and down and all the way across the field, but it only has four sprites animated. But it like looks like it is fully animated. Like it's the weirdest psychological trick ever. It super works. Let me save this really quick. Save as. This one's gonna be so sluggy up left, sluggy up right, sluggy right, down. So we're gonna do sluggy down, down, right. Right. I'm also a little bit like I like the black lines here. I like the black lines, but I actually don't hate the way these like soft like the way this looks. It's like kind of a what the color he is, but more like a line. And I'm like, yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that either. Just wondering, maybe I should. This is pure black line, right? Let's see what that looks like in game. We zoom in a little bit here. Kind of can't see it. It's like a little more. Right now, I think is like it's a good time to like kind of set the tone for the overall art style within the like after I do like creature 2, 3. By then things should be settled in, right? Like I'm definitely gonna not super committed to this or anything, but by the time I get to my second, third creature, I should kind of start having a pretty good idea of what. But I do kind of like the way it gets dark in some of these crevices. I might. So I think the way this guy looks with like the lines being a little bit more, and I can kind of put in like the pitch black here and there to kind of emphasize things. You know, put pitch black here, maybe underneath the legs right here, maybe. Bam. Like some of these spots. I kind of looks goofy. I really like this iris or pupil iris thing that's going on. I'm actually kind of falling in love with that. Abyss of the fish eye kind of vibe that I'm getting here. Probably gonna end up making this a little darker looking, like he's a little too light, maybe. I want it to kind of be, at the end of the day, like a little bit darker than this, but for right now. Terror Ticks? Oh, it's a good name. Yeah, Terror Ticks. You ever get a tick on your leg? I had one on my leg one day. We accidentally, me and my buddy, we were walking along a horse trail. There was like a lot of tall grass, and I was wearing basketball shorts. And I had one, but it must have not burrowed in all the way because I ripped it out. But it was like it was creepy because it was like flat with my leg, and I had to like I got my nail in there. I'm like, nope, nope. And maybe I did rip it out in the head because I think the issue is with ripping them out is the head stays in because it's like it like locks its jaws in there. You can't just like rip it out. But I don't know. I just couldn't accept that. Yep. It's crazy that there's insects that enjoy drinking our blood. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? How that little evolutionary chain worked out. The head continues to eat its way through the body. Oh my god. That's such a good quote. I need to like remember. I need to like write a book that's titled that or something. uh I don't know why that tickles me. um isn't nature wonderful? People are like, why don't you leave your house? And like, there's just terror, just tiny little terror organisms out there trying to eat my flesh. Maybe that's what the game should be called, like terror organism. And our aristocratic tick, she has blue blood, simply regal. I'm really liking the way this is coming out. Overall, like this creature. Maybe I'll dial down this leg here a little bit, like a little bit more of just a nub coming out. Like a little bit more of just like this is gonna be a nub. Uh I think it's maybe just like for like a little for a little terror tick. I just don't. Maybe I'm not digging the idea of it being so developed. I want it to be more like it's got little feet and it just scoots across the ground. You know what I mean? Just like, but it's not like something that can run very fast. It's definitely like be dangerous if they have like a million of them, but. I think maybe just this rear leg needs to be toned down a little bit. On this one, too, it's like a little bit... If you look at the overall shape, there's a lot of leg there. I originally was gonna hand draw everything in this game before quickly realizing how time consuming that was, and that there was no reason to do it other than just to torture myself. So I opted out of that idea pretty quickly, but I thought it would be kind of like it would have like a very unique style, but it's the same thing as like when Blizzard was making Diablo 1 and they originally wanted to make everything out of clay before they sort of like realized that that was going to take an insane amount of effort. I think initially, like, what I want to do with the game is like when you spawn into the game and you're like the little slug, you need to collect biomass in order to create a mother, and the mother is like sort of like a queen that reproduces, sort of a semi-stationary production facility that's like your town center sort of equivalent, and she can move around very slowly, but. It's just an idea I have for right now. Super solidified. I have so many fun ideas, guys. You gain like 100 biomass. You click create mother, right? But you have to hide. You have to hide, and then you become like a town center that moves around slowly and creates sluggies automatically. They just like fall. They just kind of fall out of her, like these egg satchels. And did you know that in iron in blood is attracted to a magnet when you hold it against the blood? The iron in the blood is attracted to magnet? Wow. I never thought about that. Wouldn't you just get instantly evaporated if you got into an MRI machine? Wouldn't you just get like zapped out of existence if you did that? If your blood, iron in your blood, like reacted to strong magnetic force? Or am I crazy? Because sometimes, like, people don't know, but, like, let's say you worked in a machine shop your whole life, and they go into some MRI machine scan, which is, like, why you should pay for, like, certain procedures they'll test if you have metal in your body. Because if you get into an MRI machine and you have a tiny piece of metal somewhere in your eye, that stuff just comes coming out. Like, it just zaps it out of your body. And people will, like, take eye damage because, like, now that piece of metal, like, moved through there, you know what I mean? I believe what you're saying. I'm just trying to do the math on, like, how that would work with, like, other things, you know? Okay, I like this. I'm going to refine it. Save, and then we're going to do We're going to do flip horizontal. Sluggy down left. Okay. Down left. I think I'm gonna have to make adjustments to the point of origin down left. There's gonna be some shenanigans with this. Because like when I flip it, it does like a 180 flip to the other side, and I think it needs to stay in the exact same. But I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that plays out. But why does that one look bigger? It should be about the same size. Sounds pretty crazy. Is this gonna be a good guy or a bad guy? Well, it depends on what you believe. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're playing as the bad guys, yeah. You're playing as the bugs that take over the world. Alright, save. Okay, so this is where it's going to get coffee. I got actually, yeah, I have a little bit of residue coffee. It's got a little, it's coffee from this morning. It's cold and disgusting, but I didn't want to make a fresh pot. The other thing I'm realizing too is I didn't put a shadow under this creature, and it's gonna look a lot worse. I need to put an opaque little shadow. I'll make one for myself too. Nice, yeah. Just like even the aroma of coffee just helps me like. Alright, so this is where it gets unfun. Because I have to figure out how to make that work now. Step 1, your 4 sprites example, right. Step 2, load them. Step 2, load them. Right. They are down here now. If you look at my program, if I move my face away from I move my face, and you look down here in the bottom. Where's my mouse? But right here, they're already in this folder because I saved them. I'm gonna have to organize this later. This is gonna get very like confusing. All right, so it says on ready var sprite 2D. I'm guessing that I'm going to be loading them into my script. Into my main, like, where, right? Direction logic is the key. Right. All of this, one subtle issue you might see if your unit moves mostly horizontal or vertical, it might snap diagonally. If that happens later, we can add 8 directions instead of 4, or blend logic to bit. I don't think. Oh yeah, I think we'll be fine. Big upgrade tip: if you want, you can cut your work in half. Draw only right-facing sprites. Flip or left using right. I don't think it like fully understands what I'm trying to do, but it's okay. So I created my 4 sprites. Now I need to do bar text upright, preload. Okay. I'm gonna try and type it in the way it says to do it, and cross my fingers. And then later I'm going to have to figure out what it's actually. It makes sense on ready. So on ready variable sprite sprite to D. I guess it is calling all 4 of them. But that one command is calling all 4 of them, I'm guessing. On ready variables for I guess I have to ask it to before we go on. Oh no, we might use this sprite too, right? We might use our non-moving sprite. I might just have to clean it up and change it out. Like the non-moving sprite we might use somehow. That sounds pretty crazy. The best things come about by chance, like penicillin, learning by doing. True, true. Like I've used the onReady variable sprite 2D before. Like right here on red bar ring, but I've never used it to where like it's responsible for calling 4 things. I guess I'm just gonna try and put it in and just see. I'm gonna do at on ready. There's no way it's gonna work, but like you have to like. This is how I got this far, is just trying stuff until stuff worked, and now I kind of have some vague idea of how it works. Bars, variable sprite, dollar sprite, 2D. And we're gonna do bar text up right reload unit upright, but we're not calling it unit upright, right? We're calling it sludgy down I think so. Okay, yeah. I think I have to name it what I named it, not what I think. Okay, preload res Have you used Godot for long? Maybe about a month. Like tinkering with that about a month now. And using, well, there is like this lesson plan I've been going through, but obviously also using ChatGPT to learn how to program. So I'm slowly getting there, but but yeah, Godot. I've used Godot before, like tinker like many years ago I've tinkered with it, so it's not entirely just fair to say this is my first time. Like I've kind of dabbled in it, just like, but this is like I'm getting into it now. So I would say like imagine if I had to guesstimate like about 30 hours. I've been doing about an hour and a half a day for the last like month straight. So that's kind of like where I'm at. Okay, so we need to call for upright. Okay, so we need sludgy or sluggy, down dash up right dot png, and then I forgot these. I think I need to put these things in here. Sorry, I'm the worst typer ever. Error at 1028. Reload file. Does not. Okay. Uh, Reload res. It's possible I just misspelled something too. That's the other issue. Can I copy that? Pluggy up right PNG. Don't forget the Easter eggs. We'll put some Easter eggs in there for sure. Profile res sluggy upright does not exist. You know what? I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna type it out. I'm gonna torture myself and type it out. Facts. I'll just ask it why it's giving me that error. Up right. Gonna up, down right. Okay. Down. Right. Reload. Then we have, so that's supposed to be a down right. Okay, so we have sluggy. Down. You want to go outside? But I gotta let the dog outside. He's like urinating. He's like looking at me. Righty. Down right. Okay. Sluggy. Down. Right. That's what I'm calling for here. And then dot PNG. I'm sure it's gonna say that doesn't exist either, but I'm just gonna get through it, and then I'm going to ask why it's finding that error. Reload file res does not exist. I wonder if it's saying that because it's not saying it for the ring, because so we for sure have pulled things out. Anyway, var x that down right x down left reload res bug. And it's asking for down left, so we need to find sluggy down left. Sorry, PNG. Var text down, down. No, sorry, text up left. Up to left. It's so embarrassing to type so slowly in front of like people. Load. So, slug. And we need up left. So this one needs to be whichever the. Yeah, up left. Unexpected identifier that. Okay, I misspelled var. At least this error I can fix. Var. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell it that I typed this in. But this in my main script, and I or and code file. PNG does not exist. The error is actually doing you a favor. It always like insults me. It's actually like it means Godot can't find the file at that exact path. It is almost always one of the issues. Res means your project root folder, so Godot is looking for project folder sluggy upright PNG, but your file's probably in a folder like. No, because the move marker, we called it like that with a res. E and G. Fix. Open file system panel, bottom left. Find your image. Right click copy path. So let's say I want my, which one's not working? Upright, right? So upright is not working. We right click, copy path, and then we go res. Okay, so maybe that. So we're gonna do down right, copy path. Then we need down left, copy path. Up left, copy path. Oh, nice! So it took like 40 minutes to do nothing. Nothing will work from it. But what this will do is on ready. These sprites will be loaded into our main script. So now they're usable, and you can see it right here. I'm already a little excited. I can't believe that just got fixed like that. I thought for sure it just wouldn't work. Oh man, gross more coffee from this morning. I wouldn't mind a cigarette right now too, if I'm being completely honest. Not trying to promote the stuff, I just. Okay, so what's the next thing? Yeah, it's file path wrong. Okay, so I fixed that. Let's do that. That was the annoying part. Now the fun part. Now, let's hook the direction logic into your movement so the sprite actually changes right. That one. Put this inside process delta. Okay. So our function process delta. Let me move myself here. Function process delta. You already have movement code in there, so we will add to it, not replace it, right? Somewhere in process delta, var direction equals. Can we put somewhere inside of process delta? I thought the variables you didn't put in functions. I know sometimes you can put variables, like here, like var marker. It's like inside of a function, but it's like telling me to set up a variable. Am I just too low IQ? I'm very confused when it does that. Tells me to do that. You already have movement code here. Do not. Okay. I mean, it's telling me I can do it, right? But I kind of want to take a minute to argue with it about it. I just don't understand. Var direction, target direction, minus global direction. Okay. I'll argue with it later. I don't understand what it's telling me to do, but I don't want to sit here and torture you guys. Var. Global position. Identify a target direction not declared in the current scope. Have the movement somewhere in process delta. I mean, I put it somewhere, right? Didn't it said anywhere, pretty much. Step 2, prevent weird jitter when not moving. This stops sprite from flipping when it's basically standing still. If direction length less than 1, return. I gotta ask about that error. This is how my process delta looks right now, and I am getting error. I'm sure in like 6 months, if I keep at it, I'll be able to code more than now. But anytime I venture into anything new, I don't know how to do it. And that this is the only way I can figure out how to grind through it. And then I just repeat and ask questions until I like get it. At least I understand like what is happening. Like right now I'm definitely outside of like knowing what's happening. I knew that we loaded the sprites in, and I understand the X, Z, or the Y, X coordinates, and that we're going to use that to flip. Like, I theoretically kind of understand what's going to happen, but an error is straight up telling you the exact problem. Target direction doesn't exist anywhere in your script. But it does, doesn't it? Didn't we made target var? Didn't we make for this to work? You have to have var variable. Oh, I have target position, so target. Oh, okay. So I need to create, but you never declare target direction. Var direction equals doesn't. Okay, so fix. You don't want target direction anyway. You want target position. But didn't it say to? Now I can't even find it. Like, did I hallucinate? Where it fits in. Maybe I just. Yeah, maybe I just hallucinated target direction. Target position. Position. Oh, that cleared that up. I could've. Okay. Doesn't exist anywhere. Yeah, that would make sense why I wouldn't know. You don't want target direction anyway. You want target position, the thing you already have. I don't like how ChatGPT is like getting into this. Like, it kind of like low key insults me. It's like, it's like, yeah, there's no reason why that would work because you don't have it in your script. It like low key, and sometimes like when it tells me to do something wrong and I tell it, it's like it almost kind of like gaslights me into thinking like I did it, even though I'm telling it I did what you told me. And it like somehow finds a way to phrase it like, yeah, idiot. I don't know. Have you guys noticed that about ChatGPT? It has like this like new thing where it kind of has like this backhanded way of talking to you. I don't know if it's just me and my ego over here, but I don't like its new tone. It needs to chill out. My fragile ego can't take it. Bar direction, target direction, position. Yeah, so we fixed that. So no more error. Good, good, good. Now let's plug everything in cleanly. Process delta. Global position. Okay, so now here, if direction length smaller than 1, right? Less than 1, return, and then it wants that code in there. If you can see how much code there is just to get a unit to like move. This is not even like half done. There's already like a lot of code. Like what I would consider too much code. I always thought like getting a unit to move in a game would be like 3 lines. I don't know. It's a lot. Wait, sorry. Sorry, my idiot brain is trying to talk and type at the same time, which is too much processing power. Too much of like the blood circulation is being cut off from one part of the brain to function. I'm losing my eyesight here trying to see this little. I need to make this text bigger too. Sorry. I'm gonna type it out later. I will. I'll go back and like look at all this new code and like deep dive into it to know how like the A B C to D works and not just type this in. But right now I just want it to work. But I promise that my goal is to be able to program. I know real programmers are not. They don't like the vibe coding, but I can't do it any other way. Right now, at this very good. Looks like a computer movie I saw from the early 80s. Oh, just the command prompt. It's scary. If you ever use like Linux, you communicate with it through a little window you type into. It's definitely like puts you back in your place a little bit when you don't have a GUI to click on for sure. Like all this stuff is a little scary until you get comfy with it. Alright. So, and I'm not like a supercomputer guy either. Like I only want to know this stuff to get to a result. Like I'm not somebody that likes to use a command prompt because it's cool at all. Or coding. If I could just imagineer things out of my mind and it would happen, I would do it that way. Unfortunately, this is the only way to communicate with a computer. Else if direction x greater than 0 and direction y greater than 0 right Texture. Else if direction is x coordinate is less than 0, direction y coordinate is greater y coordinate greater than 0. Right, and then it pulls. Yeah, so it just sees where it's headed, right? And if it's headed that way, it pulls it. Then it pulls that texture to represent that direction, so it's pointed in the right way, right? So something along those lines. Text down, left. Else if direction x less than 0 and direction y less than 0, sprite texture text up left. Expected expression after AND operator. Did I type AND twice? Am I that stupid? Is that why it's saying that? Okay, I typed it in twice, that's why it said that. Crazy. No, you're officially a beginner computer nerd, and 99% of the population. Computer nerd, then 90... Oh, for sure. I think that's true. I think the amount of people that try programming is probably around. Maybe now it's more like with school, like it's more popularized. But I think like probably like 1% of people on Earth like even attempt to do it. So, in a certain sense, you're not wrong. But to be fair, I installed Linux in my other computer like kind of in the same way. Like I chipped away at it slowly and I like figured it out. I put Linux Mint, and I feel like anyone that installs Linux ever in their life for any reason, like, just like, you just get your virginity back. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Like, we're just joking. One small thing to watch: if your unit is not moving, return will skip movement. If that happens, use this version instead. If your unit is not moving, the return will skip movement. Okay. Well, let's run it and see. Yo. Immediately broke down. Okay, invalid assignment of property or key texture with value of type. Compressed texture 2D on the base object of invalid assignment of property or key texture. Compressed. It doesn't say what line, it just... Unit character implicit ready node not found. So it's not able to find the nodes, right? Good. This error is actually very precise once you know how to read it. Base object of type null instance sprite is null. So when you do sprite texture text up, I don't know what sprite is. Godot is saying I don't know what sprite is. Why this happens? On ready var sprite. Okay. That only works if your node actually has a child name exact. If it has a child name named exactly sprite2d. Step 1, check your scene tree. Look at your unit node. It probably looks like one of those. Can you hack me the lottery numbers? No. Look at your node, probably. But it might actually be right. Look at not exactly what it's asking me to look at though. I get it saying that on var's sprite to D. I need to rename this to something so it can pull those things out correctly. But this needs to be named but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at to put here. On ready variable sprite. Okay, so if I'm looking at my scene tree, this is my scene tree, right? If I'm looking at my scene tree, match the name exactly. If your node is named, so should I rename it Sprite Unit? I am not sure what I am supposed to be looking at in this scene tree. What I see is unit Raktar body 2 ring right unit collision shape 2D. So perfect. That actually tells us exactly what's wrong. You said your scene tree looks like yes. Problem is your sprite node is named sprite unit, not sprite. Okay, so we need to rename the sprite unit. I believe sprite unit. Let me let the dog in. Smiro21. Smiro 21 says hello. Greetings from Argentina. Thank you, Argentina. I'll be right back. Let me let the dog. Oh. How's Argentina going? I hear great things. So we have you roast by 2D. There's no right, no crash when you texture fixed it. Option 1 fastest to do this. Match the name exactly because there's a space. You must use quotes. Oh. Well, we'll do it right now. We'll do the backwards way. Then we'll do the right way. Just for right now. We'll clean it up later. We're 5 minutes. Thanks for asking. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. Whoa, why did the color all change like that? The color of all my code changed. That's kind of crazy. Well, I hope you guys have a great time over there. Expected endo statement after variable. I have a question. Besides making a game, what are you doing? Like drinking coffee and stuff? Just let my dog back inside the house. Consuming oxygen through my nostrils. I don't think of what else I've been doing here. That's about it. Why did the code color, like, why is everything like this yellow color now? Expected end of statement after variable declaration. Dollar found it. Oh, the dollar sign has to be outside these. Okay. Stupid me. This is what I hate about, not hate, but like this is what I don't like about coding, is it's not like a language where I can kind of interpret kind of what you mean. It always just like, if there's a little mistake anywhere, it's like F you. Like like that's it. I mean in the code. I'm not a programmer. I'm in the process of learning it with you, so my strength is my ability to do art. This is the guy I've been drawing for my game today that I need to put in the game. I have 4 of them in different directions, and once we get this working, I'm gonna kind of like refine it. That's my. If I can get this to work today, that's gonna be like a super duper victory, because this is like a big hill to like climb over. Okay. So let's see if it does any more errors. Whoa! Whoa! You guys. Whoa! Hold on. How do I zoom in? You guys. It's changing direction based on where I click. I might have to do more. Yo! I might have to do more directionality, because it feels a little bit like undercooked. Because like, right, like you kind of want to see it, but I'm kind of digging the. It doesn't. I kind of like this style of like. Yo, this is so cool! I actually did it. I say I did it as like, kind of AI did it. Have you tried vibe coding? How do you think I'm doing it? Like, I'm asking ChatGPT and it's explaining how to do it. Isn't that what? If I knew how to do it without asking it, I would just do it. But I don't know how else you would like learn, right? Because later I'm gonna go through each line and like most of that code you saw, I can't write from memory, but that's only because I've sat here and I was like writing it over and over again, and then asking questions until like I understood what each line did. So I can say I know how that code works. But yeah, my dog. Look at this. The unit is moving around and everything. I feel like I'm getting somewhere now. Broski. Winning. I think I need to add a little shadow under this guy. He's gonna look so much better. And look at that. You can deselect. Doesn't move. Like in a real RTS. Select, move. Guys, I'm so happy. Of course, there's nothing stopping him from just walking through the walls. I think that's going to be the next thing I do. Either I'm going to do a drag select, like a drag selection, or next tackle is going to be stop it from hitting walls, like just going through walls like this. But just the fact that I have a rotating unit here. The game looks great, man. You keep working. You better not be like glazing me like this, and then I better see a new subscriber on mine. Let me check right now. Make sure you did it too. You better subscribe to my YouTube channel. Nope, still at 1750 means you didn't hit the subscribe button. Give me a free copy when you release it. I'm not seeing a new subscriber. It still says 50, so it's gonna be a big no. But pretty cool, isn't it? I will thank you. I will give free codes to people who have been here for a while, though. Like the true believers, the people. I'm now. You just did it. Like the true believer, the people that have been here for a minute are gonna get obviously a free. You know what I mean, like a free copy, but the opportunists that stop by here and there, no. No, I'm just kidding. It's whatever. Man, this is gonna be so dope. Once I animate it with, give it a couple leg movements, do a couple frames for walking. The thing is that what I want to do is when it stops is go to the default sitting position. This is gonna be movement, and then when it stops, I want it to kind of go back to that default circle, like when we start the game. Like I want it to go back to this. But it'll be a different frame. It'll obviously be a different frame. But I want it to go back to this one, and I'll animate the sitting frame. So like when you're idling, the unit will go back to idle animation. But bam, bam, bam. So cool. Okay, now I can like work on my art in peace. Oh, you know what? Because I can like work on the art, I already know it's just I just have to refine it now. My only other thing is that I think the point of origin is this looks good. Like it doesn't look like actually I don't see the unit doing crazy like a crazy flip when I tell it to go in a different direction. It seems like the point of origin is like pretty correct, but I might need to tighten it up. I'm not really sure how that works. Because if I look at like this picture and this picture, they have to kind of be like I think they have to be let me do this. Like if I center this guy completely, right? Like if I center him, I might be making a mistake right now, but I don't think I am. And I center this guy. I'm doing it in not very mathematical way. This is like definitely like some hacky stuff right now, but save, save, and then open the other ones. So this is bottom left. We need bottom sluggy, bottom down right. Move this guy to center, because you don't. His center has to be centered, so he like when the thing flips, it doesn't go from here. It's kind of like in shooter games when you have a character moving forward, and then you spin your mouse around, and it's almost like he's pivoting not from the center of balance, but from his heel, and so you get this jarring effect where the entire character swings around. Suddenly, like a 200-pound man just goes like and swings around his heel, even though all of his weight is here. It looks very unnatural, and so I don't want this. I don't want this like unit to flip like from here to here. I want it to like flip in the same place. It'll look more natural. So we have this. We have this. We have. I need up. I need upright. Okay, so open. Upright. I misspelled right. Rig. Okay. If I rename it, I think that's gonna break the. If I rename that, okay, whatever. I'll rename it later. So actually, I think this should work better now that they're like more centered. Yeah. See, it's not. It's not. I don't think the flipping. I don't know if I'm imagining, but to me, it seems like it's not flipping as jarringly, if that makes sense. Almost looks bigger. I think the sprite is slightly bigger. It almost looks like he gets a little bigger when he's moving that way. I like this. Like the way this looks right here. I'm really digging that. And this just needs to be like smaller and tightened up. The art needs to be like tightened up. Yeah. Is that not? God, this is so cool. Like this is cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna change out the selection ring. I'm gonna fix that. Things are gonna look better as we move forward. But I need the proof of concept. I need things to like work, and then I can like figure out the looks of stuff. But like it needs to work, and I'm actually kind of like my feel what could be described as happy right now. I'm going to carefully downsize the sprite because I do think it's bigger than this one. Somehow that ended up being that way, but I'm going to carefully take it down a little bit, and then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally, and then save it as flip horizontal, and then save as sluggy up left. Sluggy up left, so that we have the exact same one here. Center that. I want to see that on the Switch to Switch. I want to see that on the Switch too. Oh, the gaming platform. I think it's kind of hard. I know it's a lot easier to game on gaming platforms. The only thing I would aim for is Steam, to be honest, just because that one like is the platform that everyone gets on. That's just where you go. I'm not sure. The Switch is Nintendo, right? Is Switch Nintendo? Because if that's the case, this game is not gonna make it on there. This is going to have significant levels of violence in it. Like it's going to look Like think of like StarCraft, like the amount of like blood and yeah, like it's not gonna make it on Nintendo. Because uh just their brand and this game is gonna have the same like level of like kind of violence as like it's like StarCraft essentially. There is gonna be like blood and machine guns and stuff like that. So it's going to not Nintendo is not gonna let that slide. Um what was I just doing? Oh yeah, I ran out of quarters, I need to restart the music. Let me do I need to do something here, right? Like whatever, we'll just quietly play this. Alright, now we should have a slightly smaller sprite for Coolio! Hey, for Mr. Furrows in chat. Hey, Coolio! Bro, I need to show you something. You showed up at the right time. My guy, you showed up at the right time. I have something to show you. We made big breakthroughs today. I look at all this code that I didn't write myself, but kind of did. Like I typed it in. Like, okay, so let me show you something, Coolio. You're gonna be very proud of me. I never gave up. Remember when I told you I would never give up? Well, so far I haven't never given up. We have a little Sluggy, our first character for the game. It's not animated yet, but we have the rotation going on. And I know you like kind of can't see it that well right now, but that looks awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah. I guess if you just keep chipping away at a problem, you'll eventually have mediocre results. Yeah. But yeah, like we're slowly moving towards you can select it, you can move, and if it's not selected, it doesn't move, just like a real game. But this is the artwork. This is the artwork that I'm working with right now. This is like the sprites that you're seeing in there. I think this turned out good. Like this looks cute. It's got creepy cute. This is the kind of like what I think I'm gonna be going for. Maybe a tinge darker. Maybe just a tinge, a little bit more like a little bit of more aggression to it in the later units. But I think this is like going to look good on Steam. Like not this, but I mean this energy. Julio, you should have jumped on this project when I was telling you about it. You should have jumped on this project, man. We could have made millions. Or at least hundreds. Imagine working. We could work on this for 2 years and make hundreds of dollars. But you plan to animate? Yes, I will animate the sprites. They will be like it will move its legs. There will be frames and stuff like that. Like everything will be animated. It's just right now I'm focusing more on the basics of it. I don't want to jump ahead of things. It would be a lot cooler to make something like Flippy Bird, where it's like this really simple game that's addicting and like it just pops off. That would be preferable. Just spend like no time making it. But in my heart of hearts, I have to make an RTS kind of game. That's always been my dream. That's always what we've talked about with friends, right? Is making like a sort of an RTS game.
You know, it's going to be simplified. It's not going to be like Ages of Empires or StarCraft. It's going to be a little bit more simple than that, but you got to start somewhere, right? See, now I can sit here in peace and like slowly like make this thing look better because I have like the baseline is done. You missed it, Foros? Shed some tears of joy? Yes. Should have clipped it, yeah. Um, you really can like um it's a great milestone and tears of joy too, yeah. Let me just I'm not sure if I want to make the game kind of look dirtier or cleaner. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're in the game is probably going to look a lot different than what we're seeing now, right? Because I'm going to draw something that I really like, and I'm going to probably do there's going to be a flipperoo in the style and feel of things. Right now, we're going in this direction. I do love how the Asprite works. It's such a good program, and it kind of is like kind of bare. It gets you everything you need, like with opacity and layers, animated key for like you can do like the frames and stuff right in this program. And yet, like it just gives you everything you want, and yet it's like they've kept it super bare bones. They didn't layer a bunch of like complicated things on top of things that didn't need to be there. That's why I love this program so much. It's like if you're willing to sit here and like do it, like you can, yeah, you'll do a better job in some other programs that are like more robust, but like you can do it in this program if you're willing to just sit here. And that's, and I just love Asprite. It's like the software knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything else, you know? I also don't want to overcomplicate. This is about as complicated as this creature should be, because it is a small one, and I feel an urge to always like push the detail, and I'm like, no, resist the urge. This does not need to go further than this. Artex WD, thank you so much for the twerking raccoon. I appreciate that. Thank you. Love it. All right, let's. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Like I said, I'm just gonna sit here and just kind of calmly refine all of this now that we got past the awful stage. I'm always afraid to change anything on the code because I don't really know how to fix anything. So if it goes really wrong and or I know how to fix very small amount of issues. So, but if I just stick with this, there's no way in like a year and a half that I won't be a mediocre like programmer for sure, 100%. You open your window? What do you mean? You mean because it's always dark in here usually? It's actually like not dark in here usually. Like it's actually like always like this when you guys are watching. No, yeah, it's actually like this. It's just that when it's pointed this way, there's like this dark ambience. Part of it is like I think it. I don't know. Like yeah, I don't know. It's just this. This is the dark corner, but back there it's not. Kind of also depends on what time I stream. Camera angle is different. Yeah, this is my normal cam that I use for just talking on whatever. Computer nerd transformation begins. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I said, I had a computer. Like I was the first one to have a computer. Like because my dad came to America and he sent us money. We bought a computer that we later gave to my grandma. But like I was like, I'm telling you, like I do wish I would have done more with that. Like, but I didn't know. I didn't know what, you know what I mean. I didn't know what you don't know what you don't know. So like, to me, a computer was just a gaming station. I played Mortal Kombat, Turok. I played Heroes of Might and Magic 3 or 2. Taught me a lot about financing. Apparently, you need a lot of money to finance the military, but but I didn't know about this stuff. Like, there wasn't even anybody. I just had a computer, so I didn't know, right? So, unfortunate for me. I'm kind of considering making this like a little bit smaller though. Like this like little offshoot right here, like this. I kind of want it to be just a tad smaller. I think that looks a little bit better actually. Like this. But I'm not in any way like anti-nerd. I would be that guy if I was that guy, if that makes sense. Like if I could have re-rolled the dice and knew what I know now, I would have gotten into this stuff like when I was still before I came to America, before I was 9 years old. I would already be like learning this stuff. I didn't even know you could adjust opacity in Sprite. Do you draw with mouse or pen? Okay, so I have a pen. I have a Wacom tablet. I don't use it. It just sits there. I do use the mouse. Down the road, I might end up using the Wacom tablet, but I'm kind of like I use this desk for a lot of things, and there's like not a lot of space on here right now. It's like I have work here, and I just don't have the space. And the mouse, honestly, increase in efficiency is in my opinion, has been relatively minor and not worth the hassle. For in my opinion, but if I was to do that, like if I was like full timing it, then or whatever, then probably just so my hand doesn't cramp into oblivion, I would use the stylus just to have a just because I can draw longer that I can click on the mouse before my brain just starts to like, go insane. The nice thing about the way I'm doing it now is that I can always just... It's going to be really easy for me just to do a flipperoo. Like, I finish the sprite, I flip it to the other side. I'm actually just working with two sprites. Like, that's the genius of this, like, system, is that it's actually going to increase my efficiency by... It's actually quite convenient. And it looks... It doesn't look lazy, it looks stylized, so it's like... I was playing around with my new art supplies, finally, even though I'm sick. Gotcha. What all did you get? I haven't gotten art supplies in some time now. Every time I get something new and I start experimenting with it, I just notice I kind of like slowly go back to pencil and like my typical combo that I use, I just kind of like slide back into that and I'm like, eh. I need to sit down one of these days and actually beat Skyrim now that I'm like listening to it. I'm like, I never actually beat that game. I need to do that one of these days. Ah, Slipknot fan! What's going on, buddy? I have things to show you. Let me save that really quick. I have things to show you, my friend. What meal did you have? I know you probably ate something cool. Look at what we've done today. We accomplished a major milestone of getting this unit to rotate in the direction it's moving. Cool, isn't it? Isn't it? It's like, bro, like my mind is like blown. I'm like, I can't believe how cool it. Can't wait. Nice. Well, yeah, you're one of the inner circle. We'll get you a free copy. I'm almost hypnotized by it. I almost can't believe what I'm seeing. I'm hypnotized by it. Super nice. I mean, obviously you have to understand this is going to take years to make, so it's not like this isn't going to be... I'm realistic about my abilities. Like, I'm not even... The reflection in the eye looks like it looks like a grenade launcher. What has been seen cannot be... Oh, the 1,000-yard stare? Yeah. I kind of wanted to give it that, Looks like a grenade. Yeah, I kind of wanted to give it that, like, you know how fish have those eyes that are like dead inside? It's just like this. You're looking into the abyss, kind of, when you look at a fish's eye. And that's kind of what I wanted to kind of portray here, is that energy. Why can't I make this? I need 1 pixel. 1 second. Like hand crawling around. Like a hand crawling around. Yeah. True. I wonder where Jen is. She needs to be here to like appreciate this. I don't like that she's gonna miss the big moment, and then she won't know how big of a moment it was. Even adding a little bit of shade under this creature is gonna add so much flavor to it. Looks like a cool sprite. Yeah, we will animate it. I will animate it, I promise. It will be a multi-frame walking animation, but right now I'm just kind of working out the details on it, you know. Always missing Jen. Like I said, I really like this kind of like not having a black line here, but having this kind of like same color as him, but like not overly saturated. Like I don't know, I'm really digging the way that looks for some reason. So I might push that angle a little bit too visually. Eggs lot needs water to breathe. It's already turning blue. Eggs a lot. That'd be kind of an interesting concept if you needed to get to water to survive or something. I'm not a big aquatic guy. I like to keep things like land-based. I don't like water. Not a big water guy. I just love land. I love how my ancestors figured out how not to be in the water all the time. I love it. Thank you, ancestors. I am putting opaque pixels, so you'll be able to see through them. Like they're not. I'm making sure that I don't overlap too many of them, so I have that slight little bit of a shadow. Uh, we were walking fish one time. True, that's the thing, right? That's what we're told, at least, right? There was that phase where we were a walking fish, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there's a smarter, if I'm doing this a smart way or if I'm being like super dumb because I feel like there's probably a faster way of doing this. Exolotl? Am I saying that right? That is a hard word to remember. Or even say. It might be a little bit of a mistake to do this kind of refinement right now because what my fear is that what'll end up happening is when I try to animate this, and which I'll have to take this and distort it and like move its legs, like. Oh yeah, see that. I think that's also the issue too. Is that he's kind of high. He's drawn. I think this is what 500 by 500. I think. Um. Sprite canvas 250 by 2. This is not even. But he doesn't look low res, right? Especially like he doesn't look pixel. This is not pixel art, right? Like this is a little bit too rendered out, or like a little bit too. Would you guys put this in the pixel art? I don't think this is pixel art. Right, this is a little bit more like scaled up, and the issue with that is that the more I refine this right now, when I go back and change a frame to change something, I'm gonna have to work that much harder to like replicate the exactness of it. So that could be an issue because I'm trying to do a. So let's move him over here, right? So that's the frame.
I'm trying to see if I can see the shadow. So no shadow?
Is there? Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna draw. I can't see if I did anything. Let me do. Let me do. I'm gonna turn off opacity. I'm gonna draw a black dot here. I'm gonna save it, and then see if is it like is am I saving it in the right file? Why is it? I feel like it's not showing up at all. It is there. It's very small, but it's there. Yeah. Okay. I just can't see it because of the. We'll eventually change the resolution too, so you guys can. It probably looks tiny for you too, right? And so I am making a difference. Okay. I honestly couldn't see. Maybe I need to be a little bit more brave about the shadowing I'm doing. Maybe I just need to be more like this and not worry too much about it because. But not. I also had to Google it just to be safe. Nice. Okay, let's save that. Right now it looks like its butt is in the air, and I kind of want it to look like the butt is almost up against the floor, if that makes sense. It's not like this... It's more of a... You know what I'm saying. So let's save that, let's see what that looks like. I want to put a shadow under its butt, just kind of look like it's under the floor, because right now it looks like its hind is like up in the air. Why is that circle showing up, though? Allow game input. That blue circle is not really supposed to show up right now. I'm not sure what I clicked on to make that be a thing. I know it's a thing that you click on to see your selection circle, and it's hindering my view. Do you guys ever get the advert where the guy has to look up what a Gravlax is? No, that must be a British thing. I've never heard of that. That must be a British thing. Gravlax. You see how that affects it? Like, just having a little bit of shadow there, like, immediately makes it feel like, oh, okay, the floor is right up against its butt. When it really didn't look like that just a second ago. I wouldn't go into much detail with the shadow, otherwise it might flicker when you go into animation. Oh! You know what? With a shadow, otherwise it might flicker when you go into animation mode. You know what? I might need to, you know what? I just thought of this. That the shadow layer, it might be a better idea to have a shadow layer that's separated. Right? Every frame is unique. True. Not only is that true, but I think the shadow under this creature should probably be a different layer. That genius idea came a little bit too late. You're so right about what you just said. And I'm like an hour in. I'm like adding like pixels under it just to now have to go back and erase it. Because it needs to be a separate layer. Otherwise, you're right. When he moves, and that there's gonna be a flicker effect. There's gonna be some kind of annoying visual thing going on. In a fancy restaurant with his girlfriend and her parents, and Gravlax is on the menu. Oh, is that a Pokemon? He quickly Googles it under the table so he doesn't look like a fool by not knowing what it is. Gravlax? Oh, it's a fish. I thought it was a Pokemon. My bad. That's why many people simply make a gray mark. Many people make a gray mark. Or... that's... okay. Well, let's take a look at what it looks like. Obviously, I'm going to have to go back to Sluggy Down, take it, like, copy this, and save it over this, because clearly I've made a wrong turn. I made a wrong turn. Yeah, I thought it was a Gravlax. Remember, it's the bigger Pokemon, right? I don't know, but yeah, let's do this. We'll save it for now. I have the flipped version of it, so this is salvageable. I don't have to erase everything. And what I'll do is just give it one last test here. And you can see the shadow. You're right. It's probably going to look really bad, so what I'll do is attach a different layer. I don't know. Not 100% sure, but yeah, I think maybe doing underneath it, like a little shadow that's basically following the sprite somehow through code. But I'm really happy with today's results. Really happy. Isn't all this fine detail going to be lost when zoomed out? True, but when you're zoomed in, you're going to see it. I might still go down in resolution. It's not inconceivable that I'm going to go for a lower resolution game down the road. But right now, I'm fine with this. The game will probably also be... It's shaping up... Well, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm not entirely sure how to handle everything right now because I don't have everything solidified. I'll probably keep this resolution, but it's not... I'm still on the fence whether I want to go more pixel arty or not. Still on the fence. You will be able to zoom in. You will be able to. But right now you can't. We'll be able to zoom in. But guys. I'm gonna get out of here for today. I'm gonna go walk the dog. I'm gonna eat. And then I'm going to call, and then I actually have work. I have to, like, kind of go back to working. But I mean, 4 hours is good, right? 4 hour, like, little... And we accomplished our main goal, and we figured some things out, and that's really good. So I'm walking away really happy right now. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me and stuff. But, yeah, we did 4 frames. He turns around to different positions. Hecka cool so far. Yeah, man, I think it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it takes to make a game. This is obviously, like, the most trivial, easiest stuff to do right now. It'll get more complicated from here, but I'm just enjoying, like, what's happening right now. So, have a nice day, Yuri. Thank you, visually. I appreciate it. Yeah, where's my OBS? There it is. Okay. So I'll see you guys sometime. No promises, but I gotta go back to work. I gotta eat, and then we'll, at least you learned something? True. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. You all have a great night. Bye.